This is a quiet test. Please observe. Here are some questions. Who are you and what do you do? And you don't need to answer out loud, but as dumb as it sounds, how many people have just their 5-second elevator speech? Who are you? What do you do? Because if you don't, you're in trouble. All right. Anyway, who's your broker? And that doesn't mean me. Who's your broker? And that was the clue that I gave you. Whoops, back here. But who's your broker? Yell it out loud. Okay. It is not Dean. Who's your brokerage? It's KW Westfield. If I see another Keller Williams Westfield, I'm going to fire you. No, I'm teasing. Guys, today I want to talk a little bit about it. And then the last question, when must you share your broker's name? Always. What do you mean? Yeah, that's not working. Um, what does the state require you to do when it comes to your brokerage? Oh, ow. If you're doing any kind of advertisement, any offerings, flyers for your open houses, you better have a KW Westfield on there somewhere. If you don't, what is it called? You send out a letter and you didn't put your brokerage name on there. It has your name. What does it look like? What is that called? Say it nice and loud. A blind ad. Okay. What's this? What is what are the fine? It's not a fine. It's what is my gosh, it starts with a C. What is the citation fee? It's $250 per occurrence. If you send out 1,000 letters, they're not going to fine you $250,000, but I promise you'll get hit pretty good. Is it worth $250 to send out a blind ad? It's not. Okay, yes, Rob.
These are things that are physically sent out here with social media and stuff like that now. We have, go on and do a 30-second, daily Facebook thing.
Hey, it's your favorite realtor, Dean with KW Westfield. Let's talk about what's going on in Orem. Hey, it's your favorite realtor, Dean with KW Westfield. Let's talk about Lehigh or whatever. Go ahead.
To be able to put it, and it's always reasonable.
The division believes it's reasonable. I believe the standard is if you're sending out some kind of an ad, let's say you do a post on Facebook. Now, again, I'm trying to, I don't want to get into a big discussion because we have some really cool stuff coming that Shona is going to discuss with us. But what I will talk to you about is very briefly, one click. If it's unreasonable to put it on there, is the one click rule gone? Oh, it's gone. Thank you. The update, one click rule does not exist. Okay, it's always reasonable. Yes. It should be on your social media profile. If they're looking at your web page or your Facebook page or your Instagram, whatever, in your profile, it better say KW Westfield somewhere. Nope. No more one click.
I made the 250. It was because I had a Twitter post that had information on real estate. Didn't declare my broker. This was back in the day.
Yeah.
But literally, just because I talked about real estate, just had my
Yep.
I ended up in the naughty thing.
Yeah. Now that's the beautiful. Yeah, I know. You made the centerfold of the division newsletter, and that really stinks. The beautiful thing too now is they don't do that anymore. Citations are no longer part of the division newsletter, but the $250 still is real. And so let's not. Um, were they still in it? Okay. Because I've seen, they said they were going to take those away. And so I didn't see them. Yeah. Nice thought. I can't hear you.
Realtor KW Westfield, but my private one, I just say Realtor. So are you saying that on both accounts, we need to have KW Westfield?
If you mention real estate,
Mm-hmm.
mention KW Westfield.
Okay.
Hey, I saw
In the
this really
bio.
cool house. Hey, it's your favorite agent with KW Westfield. There's a reason why I shortened the name of our silly brokerage from KW Westfield, Keller Williams Real Estate. It's just KW Westfield.
Then
Rob,
if I go here, I have.
if you're doing a social media post, a video post, yeah, you can do that. I've seen a lot of people, they'll just flash KW Westfield's logo and then boom, it launches into the video. So when you click the video, play the video, it could be there or it can be at the end. The verbal will be sufficient because there's things called radio ads. It's crazy. I've never heard any. All right, guys, the whole point is right now we're going through additional stuff. I get nasty emails from other brokers or from other agents saying, teach your agents how to do stuff. This is my lovingly teaching you. Please remember your broker. Don't say Dean. Okay. Remember KW Westfield, because literally I am the face of KW Westfield. When they sue me. They don't sue you. They may name you, but they can't sue you. They have to sue me. And I'd rather not. Is that okay? All right. I'm done.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you, Dean. How many of you are prepared to have your best year yet in 2026? Yeah? How many of you have already said, you know what, those goals I set December 31st, they're obsolete now, right? Or a couple weeks in. What is the deadline or the timeline they say in January where people usually give it? Last Friday of the month? Okay, so we've got a couple weeks to go, right? Now, the reality is that I'll share with you the ultimate goal that we have here at Keller Williams is to create a productivity-based environment. How do we create an environment where you are set up to thrive and really achieve all of your goals? If you'll actually jump over to the slides for me, Marcus, thank you. And today is really about, I'm actually going to probably swap over because this sounds a little echoey.
It does sound absolutely, yeah, it is.
Is Adam here?
I don't know, but just after you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
More clear?
Yeah.
Okay. These are like 50-50. Sometimes they work for us and sometimes they don't. So, but today I really want to just go through and make sure that you're aware of all of the value that you have access to. The reality is that it's quite common. There's this storyline. Some of you may have heard it. There's this gentleman who went on a cruise. Has anybody in this room been on a cruise before? And I'm not going to be able to tell the full story as I heard it, but essentially, some of you might know where this came from. But he went on a cruise and he didn't know that cruises were all inclusive. And so what he did is he packed his suitcase with beans and a bunch of food that he can eat along the journey. And while he was on that trip, he would hear people having fun and partying and going to all the events. And he just stayed in his cabin, not realizing that all that stuff was already included. And it wasn't until the last night when one of the crew members came in and said, well, which party are you going to? Or which dinner are you going to? And he said, oh, no, I brought all of my stuff with me. Like I brought the beans and stuff. And he's eating this can of beans in the moment. And that's when he finds out that everything has been included this entire time. And the reality, I do think that to some extent, KW is like that because we have so many resources and support that's available to agents. And oftentimes it's like, you don't really know all that you have access to, and it's all included, which is really cool. And so whenever we kick off a new year, we like to just go through a refresher of all the things that you can tap into that can help you bring more leverage into your life, help you to be able to reach higher and achieve better results, but do it in less time. Question, how many of you, actually really quick, turn to your neighbor and tell them one goal that you have for your life or your business this year. Just turn to somebody next to you, one goal for your life or business this year. And then when you've got it, go ahead and wrap up. All right. If you can hear me, raise your hand. Quick, raise your hand. All right. So let me ask you this. This is an important question. Okay. Shh. An important question here. How many of you had your neighbor tell you that their goal was to earn less money and work longer hours? Kevin said that? The reality is, what I'll tell you is if you're not using some of the resources we're giving you, you're probably working harder than you need to, and you're making less than you need to. And so some of these things that we're going to dive into is just simply saying, you're not trying to add everything this year. Just ask yourself, what's the one or two resources that I should add that I know is going to make the difference? That's either going to give me my time back or going to help me to reach my goals easier. Okay. So that's the focus as we go through this. So again, our ultimate goal is to build the productivity-based environment that's really engineered for KW's mission, which our mission is to help entrepreneurs build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And if you really look at how we operate, like all of the things that we do, the small tweaks and adjustments here at the brokerage is meant for that. It's meant to help you live a life by design and not just be, for lack of better terms, a slave to your business, which a lot of people are. And instead, you want to be the business owner. So we're going to kind of talk through first just some of the cultural items that make a big difference here at KW. Number one is who you're in business with matters. And this is what we're about, and this is who we are. But we are heavily focused on God, family, then business, and it's in that order. And too often, especially in today's society, it's often reversed, right? And it doesn't matter what you believe. It is essentially just saying you need to have some sort of values and make sure that you have the right values in the right order. And we do heavily focus on abundance. How many of you have been to a training with other top agents in the office sharing their best practices with you? Okay. One of the coolest things I think about this environment, and if you were kind of born into this environment, if you just started your career at KW Westfield, you may not realize how unique that is. How many of you have been at a different brokerage before where it wasn't a common practice for the top agents to just give away their secrets, right? And so that's one of the cool things with KW is that we're a productivity-based environment that is built on abundance mindset, where if I share my best practices, it's not taking away from my opportunity. It's actually, what is the statement that we say inside of the Y4C2Ts? Does anybody remember? Together, everyone achieves more, right? And so that's one of the things that you'll find through and through at KW. Just the ability to have a collaborative space, our masterminds, like those things add a ton of speed to your business and being able to adjust, make changes on the fly. And then just having a growth mindset environment where we're always challenging you. We're also growing as a brokerage. We're always trying to add more value. And we hope that rubs off on you as you saying, hey, I can do the same thing that I did last year, but I don't think I'll be satisfied with that. Where can I make some slight improvements or adjustments to my life, my business? And then, of course, we come from a place of contribution. So how do we use all that we're doing to also make an impact in not only our community, but also into the lives of people that we care about? So this is, I'm not going to go through all this, but this is our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. That's a mouthful, but that's what KW calls them, is the MVVBP. And if you just go to Keller Williams' mission, and it will take you right to a page that has all of these. I've seen some agents actually have this as part of their listing presentation. They don't go through the whole thing, but they just say like, these are the things that drive my business. And these are the values that you're going to fill when you work with me, right? And these are very big, I think, separating factors. One of the cool ones just on our beliefs is a win-win or no deal. How many of you have been on a transaction where it was the complete opposite feeling? Where it's, I'm going to win at all costs and I'm going to try to make you lose, right? And one of the cool things with this ecosystem is that we want to create a win for all parties that are involved. How many of you know where we ended up last year production-wise? Any answer can work if you know how much volume we sold or where we ended up competition-wise against other offices. Anybody know how things ended last year? Besides Novali. 600 million in sold volume. Good range between you two. We ended up with 1.1 billion in sales in this office. I know this is a little small. Equity is on the far left, and then KW Westfield is number 2. But here's what's interesting. Up at the top, you'll see how many agents are in both, because Equity actually is a statewide brokerage. So they count all agents from, doesn't matter where they're at, but there's 695 versus our 292 for clarity. Okay. So give yourselves a hand. That's awesome. Market share, I believe, was at 5.4, 5.6, somewhere in there. 5.4 to 5.6% market share. Buy side, sell side. Yeah, listings and buyers. And then you have Real Broker, who's again also a statewide brokerage, and they have about 400 agents competing. And then there's the next two is Edge and DR Horton, since I know it's small, and those are obviously builders, so they have their own inventory. So here's the question to just ask as I go through and kind of rattle off a lot of the resources that are available to you is, what are the one or two? What am I not taking advantage of that can help me grow my business and become more efficient in 2026? So as I kind of go through these, just you're going to know like, hey, that's one area that can be improved in my business this year. So let's start with training and education and resources. One of the tools that we added 3 months ago, and this is a tool where the market is changing. You felt this. What's our average days on market? 60 to 70, right? What was our average days on market in 2021? Like single digits, right? Which is crazy. And some of us, I know some of us, like I got my license in November 2019. I only knew like a phenomenal market until 2022, end of 2022. And some of you are in that boat as well. I think there's a stat somewhere around 60 to 70% of agents have been in the business for less than 6 years. So a large majority of us, right? This is the first like actual shift we've gone through, and this one has lasted a little bit longer, right, than we expected going into it. Late 2022 is when things really took a turn. And now we just need to be aware of like, it's a skill-based market, right? We need to have different skills. We need to have different strategies. One of those strategies that you have not had in your pocket before until we brought this platform in is, how do you communicate when you have a listing right now? Who do you communicate to when you have a price change, when you have an offer come in, all of that historically? Who are you trying to get that information to? What was that? Buyer's agents. And how do we make that change? Go on the MLS and we change the description, right? We say price recently improved or price reduction recently happened. Who goes and reads those?
I think people looking for that.
Yeah, people looking for that property, they kind of stumble across it, right? But it's not a very effective way to actually move inventory, especially in this market where things are sitting for longer. We have to get more on the offensive side rather than playing defense when it comes to getting listings sold. So what final offer does is it's the first time ever we can communicate directly to the buyer, not the buyer's agent. We want the buyer to know what's changed on that listing so that who are they going to push? Their agent, right? So too often the buyers don't know that any changes have happened on that listing until it's under contract. Right? And you might have been in that boat before. Have you ever had a showing scheduled? Some of you, when you're showing homes to buyers, have you ever had a showing scheduled, and then the agent texts you and says, "Hey, we just took an offer. Sorry, it's no longer available," and cancels the showing, right? And you said, "Well, man, my clients wanted to see this home. If we only knew that there was an offer pending, we would either went and saw it sooner, or we could have been competitive. We could have provided a better offer on this home," right? So final offer engineers that environment where you can get multiple offers for your sellers. And if you're on the buyer's agent side, you have more clarity around what's happening with listings. Okay, so it keeps you in the loop as a buyer's agent, but also more importantly, as a listing agent, allows you to communicate directly to buyers now. So that is one of the tools that I highly recommend you utilize. For clarity, we negotiated this and we kind of rolled this out maybe 3 months ago now. This platform, if you go and just try to sign up, it's $2.99 per month or $99 a month if you pay a year up front. Okay, so you've got two options, $99 or which is $1,200 a year if you pay up front, or $2.99 if you're paying monthly. We were able to negotiate it, and we talked about this a couple months ago, that it's a $10 cost per transaction on our agent side, which is a wildly different case than most agents. And a lot of people in the state, they don't pay for the service because of the cost to entry. And so KW has been able to negotiate that on your behalf. So this is one of those tools that I highly recommend this year. If you're saying I need to shorten the days on market for my listings, or I need to be far more effective for my buyer clients, that's a tool that you want to lean in and learn. At the end, I'm going to share a little QR code that you'll want to scan all of these resources, because I know one of the questions is like, how do I find all of this stuff? Where do I get access to all the resources? So we'll have one QR code at the end where we call it hot links. It's all of the cool resources that we have in the office is just on one page. Makes it very easy for you to find. So you'll scan that. I recommend saving it as a bookmark on your phone. One of the other cool places to go to inside of log into Command, even if you don't use the CRM side, one of the most valuable tools in here is this actual Connect side. So if you log in and right next to where it says Command, you can click on Connect. And this kind of turns it into almost like a Netflix experience. Have a few of you been on Netflix before, right? So this is something that you'll be used to, where it's very simple to go through and find the resources that you need to help you grow your business. So it's based off of different categories. If you want to focus on listings, if you want to focus on investing, on wealth building, if you want to focus on doing seminars, on different lead generation strategies, whatever it is, what KW does is they put the best resources from agents across the country in this one place. They built this massive library of knowledge that's all included. So you can go download, there's agents share templates as far as spreadsheets. They share PDF resources that you can download, and then also video content that's all there and it's searchable. So you can say, hey, I need stuff specifically to upgrade my listing game. You can go find resources in KW Connect. One of the big focuses that we shifted last year, really about 18 months ago, but last year it really became a big focus for us, was integrating the conversation of AI. How many of you came to some of our monthly AI masterminds that we had on Zoom? Okay. Does anybody feel like their business is either improved by the way that they're using AI, or that they've just got more time back by just being more effective using artificial intelligence? Okay. So like that's something that we're going to continue. What we want to make sure is that we're helping you to future-proof your career. We've talked about this, that our belief is, you probably have seen these headlines where AI is going to take over the world, right? Or at least just take over different sectors or industries. We believe that the real estate space is somewhat insulated because it's a relationship-based game. But I do believe that there's going to be two types of agents, right? And there's going to be agents who are using AI effectively. They're giving their clients a better experience. They're able to do things faster, and they're just too hard to compete with for the agent who's not using it. And so that's why for us, it's such a big focus of making sure that you have the resources at your fingertips. So here's some of the topics that we talked about last year. Wealth building. How do you create a chief financial coach or a personal finance coach using ChatGPT? We talked about lead generation, marketing, business system creation, working with investors, time optimization. All of these sessions we recorded and we dropped them in this. We built a community as well last year. There's about 850 agents that are in there now. Now it's kind of become a statewide / nationwide community. And so if you're not a part of it, I highly recommend scanning that. All of the recordings from last year's sessions are in there. So you can go back and watch those if you want to focus on wealth creation or lead generation with artificial intelligence. We do post all of those videos and it's free for our agents. So it's a great resource to be able to go find how to use AI more intelligently for your business. Wealth building. We had a mastermind about every other month around wealth. And that's one of the things we've talked about last week where we're so focused on making sure that you're not only set up to have a phenomenal earning career, but we also want to help you build wealth and passive income at the same time. And I think that if, the greatest gift that you can be given is to say, hey, I was in the real estate space for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it might be. And from that time that I was in that space, I still have passive income paying me forever, even when I'm done selling real estate. I had a good mentor when I was 24 years old who pushed me to buy my first rental property in the door-to-door space. And he kind of helped me in that first couple of years. I ended up getting to 9 single-family homes before I was out of the door-to-door industry. And those homes today pay me about $150,000 a year. Not all of it's passive. It's about $50,000 passive income from it. But that's all from just the time I spent in door-to-door will pay me forever. And so that's our hope as well, is that we can put you in a position where not only can you make great income, but you can turn that into passive income, right? So that it will continue to pay you. So please come to those wealth building classes, especially Spencer. I know you're locked in for this year, making sure that we have phenomenal masterminds around wealth building. So please come to those trainings that we host. Sweet. Awesome. So he's going to send out the schedule, but we're also going to have it on the training calendar. So grab the training calendar at the front desk every month, and that will show when our wealth building classes are. And I know that can be a scary term as well. Wealth building means that you're focused on your financial freedom. Simple as that. So you do not have to be far down the path. If you're saying, I just need to fight debt and I need to pay off credit cards and student loans and whatever, wherever you're at, we're going to start with helping you to get really clear about organizing your finances. Okay. And then for some of you, you're already far on the path. We have some agents who've built phenomenal wealth through real estate. We want to help you scale your portfolio. So we do focus on both those groups. MOFRs. What does MOFR stand for? I know there's a lot of new faces in the room, so there's a lot of people who don't know what this terminology is. Coach Cam, what is your perspective of a MOFR? The secret to unlock more business. All right. The simple terms people call as a lead magnet. Right? So what are you throwing out in the marketplace that's something of value that people want to take advantage of that gets them to engage? For example, if you're to post a first-time homebuyer's guide or a playbook on social media, who's likely downloading that resource? A first-time homebuyer, right? The investor with 10 properties is likely not going to download that playbook. So what it does is when they download it, and you can tell because you set up a landing page where it shows you who downloaded that resource, that just gives you far more intelligence of like, how should I engage with these individuals, right? So it gives you more warm leads. We built this a couple years ago, and it's something that I don't think agents take enough advantage of, but we built a library of MOFRs where you literally can just go rip them off and make them yours. So we've created them. They're templates. You can just duplicate and make it your own. And those are really cool resources that make it easier for you to lead generate. So think through putting those in your email newsletter. If you do a market update, putting them in your social media posts, you should be sending these in as many different ways as possible to your sphere. How many of you know we have a YouTube channel? Raise your hand high. Okay, like half of you. So almost every training that we do here at the office, we record and we put it on YouTube in case you're not able to make it. And this is just a nice resource as well. Sometimes you get some really good content. You're like, I need to go back to that class again. Like one of the ones that I would recommend going through every year is if you can't make it live to Lee Stern's listing series, go watch the listing series on our YouTube channel. But we have, I think, we have over 500 videos now on there. We've been doing this for a couple of years. So this is a great place. There, you can search by topic as well. So if you just click on this little search bar, you can search for whatever topic, wealth, AI, listings, any of that, and they will pop up. Seller financing, and you'll see all the videos pertinent to that category on our YouTube channel. Yes. So everything I'm sharing is going to be on that one QR code at the very end. So you'll get it all. Yep. So on there, you'll see one little link that says MOFers, and you'll be able to click on it. K-Score. So K-Score is our Keller Williams School of Real Estate, and this is where we actually provide scholarships for your friends, your family members, your database. Sometimes you have clients, you're like, this person would be a rock star agent, and you have clients who reach out and say, hey, I've thought about getting into real estate. So we actually will give a scholarship and pay for their schooling. They obviously have to pay for their licensing, but we'll pay for their schooling, and it's all done online. So our school is digital. They can complete the 120-hour course online, and then they can go take the exam. So that's a really cool resource that I think is under leveraged as well. And you can literally just go to kwwestfield.com, and in the top, you'll see a join button. And on that join button, you'll find a little referral form. So one is for your people who just land on our website who want to get into real estate. They fill the top section out. But if you go down to the bottom, it will say refer an agent to our scholarship program or refer a person to our scholarship program. And that will give you the ability to provide a scholarship to somebody who wants to get their real estate license. Yeah. Yeah. So it's built with Kaplan is the actual university, but it is a KW partnership with Kaplan. So all the material and everything is marketed, it's built through Keller Williams, but Kaplan is the actual licensed with the state university. Yeah, great question. How many of you been in our WhatsApp chat? Okay. That stays pretty busy. And just a little tip, you can mute the channels. If you feel like your phone gets blown up, you can mute them and just jump in when you need it, which is nice. And then some of you who are like, I want to do showings, I want to do open houses, have that opportunities channel live. We started this a couple years ago, and it's been awesome to just see how quick agents are to jump on opportunities. We've seen agents who late at night who've asked, hey, can somebody do a showing here, or can somebody do an open house? And people jump on it within minutes. And it's really cool to just have that kind of environment where it's easy to get support when you need it. Our training calendar is going to change a little bit this year. We'll probably actually roll this out in February where you'll see the new version of this. But we're going to make it a little bit easier for you to know wherever you're at in your stage of a career or your season of career, what classes or training should you go to? Because we have 25, 30 trainings every month. And so we want to make it a little bit simpler where you say, hey, these are the 4 or 5 or 6 that matter to me. Like these are the ones that I should be at. The referral network inside of Command is probably one of the most helpful and quick resources. That's just like a little hack. If you've ever had a client who's sold here and they're moving out of state, or you have a client's family member or whatever it might be, or you have a database that is in a different state, this is a tool that you should be leveraging. If you click on this little referral button here and then click on map, you can search for anywhere. So this is Santa Monica, California. And it will show you the number of Keller Williams agents in that area. And it will actually, if you click on their little drop down, it will show you their production. So you might see some people who have 800 transactions, last 12 months is what it shows. And these are usually organizations that have really good systems in place. They can support your clients at a high level. And so it's very easy to vet and find the best referral partners to send lead referrals to right through our platform. Also, being able to just track clients on the back end. So your website, as well as you do have a client-facing app. So instead of sending them to Zillow or to the MLS, you can have them go on your custom app. It's branded to you. And if you don't know how to access that, I'll have Ritz, if you can hear me, I'll have Ritz throw on there a little video. It's 2 minutes to go find your custom link, and you should just save that because that's the link you should just send to all clients. And what happens is it is built into every MLS in the nation. So if clients are searching for homes in San Diego or in Texas or wherever it might be, they can look at homes through your platform right in the palm of their hands or on your personal website, which is really cool. behind the scenes, you're tracking everything. So it shows you every single home they clicked on. It shows you if they save it into a folder. So if they like that home, all that stuff's being tracked, which is, it gives you, data is power. So it gives you the ability to get clear on what your clients are actually looking for. If you have not really dove into Command in the last year and a half, I highly recommend at least taking another look if you're paying for another CRM or platform, or if you're not using one. This is one upgrade to your business this year, is just having a better system in place. And Command has added a ton of new features and value, and really just made the whole process a lot cleaner. So I highly recommend at least diving into it. This is competitive to a lot of the competing or top CRMs that are out there, but at a fraction of the cost. It's already included by you being an agent here at KW. So this can save you a ton of money by just using a platform that's already there. Our trusted vendors, we do this every year. We're very focused on just making sure that you have a lineup of vendors that you can reach out to. On this QR code link, you'll find the vendor program PDF where you can just download that. And that just shows you all the vendors that you can recommend to your clients. Makes it easier for you to find people. I'm going to jump through a few of these for the sake of time, but you'll be able to pick up this sheet at our front desk. Some of you don't know the technology we actually provide as part of the technology package here at KW. So the monthly $75 fee is not for Command, for clarity. It is for all of the tech solutions that we provide. And so if you're actually to go and build your own technology stack, it's usually going to be about $300 a month with the comparative tools that we provide you, up to about $800 if you're using some sort of marketing services to create, social media content, stuff like that. Whereas with KW, it's all included for $75. So that includes our Scott Leroy marketing, where they'll build your open house flyers. They'll build some of the social media posts that you need for listings, just solds, all of that. There's no cost. They'll do it for free. So it's already included here at KW. You have your Google Gemini Pro. So you do have AI, the pro level account with Google. If you just log in with your KW email, you don't have to pay anything for it. Canva Pro was added this last year as well. Final Offer, again, is part of that integration that we have. And then you have, of course, just other services like Google Suite, where you have a professional email and different resources. Yes. So I think I have a slide for it, but I can't remember. Just in case we don't. One new thing, drum roll for this, that we're adding. So we are now paying for everybody's CE. Okay, so how many of you have done a last minute scramble? You've got an email from Dean saying, hey, you need to get your license renewed, right? And then you go do all these courses online. Yeah. Obviously, we do CE classes here in person, but now we've added the ability to do online CE, and that cost is also included for you. Yeah. So that's a big deal. So that saves you about $150 a year if you are jumping on last minute to pay for CE. Yeah.
That's really nice. On the tech stack, is there a power dialer?
There's not a power dialer. No, we do have a Redx will give you a discount. And they're a local company that's great at that, but we don't personally provide that. It doesn't. They kind of, their platform is their own thing. So we can talk offline about that one. Yeah, great question. So yeah, that was a big upgrade that we added. One, please give a hand for the leadership team. They do so much behind the scenes to make sure that you guys have just a phenomenal experience. Some additions actually this year, I forgot, we don't have the images unfortunately yet. So Marcus, we put this emoji because he's always smiling. If you've met him at the front desk, he's phenomenal. And then of course, Carla Francis as well, recently added as our helping us with our MCA services. But this leadership team, they really care about your experience and making sure that you have everything you need to be successful in this space. One more drum roll. So some of you have seen the renovations we've been doing upstairs. We just added this. This is the More Club Lounge. And this is something I was at coming home from a trip, and I was like, it's so nice to have a Delta Lounge to hang out in with snacks and just a little quick recharge. And we said, well, I threw the idea to Novaline. I said, what would it look like if we just had lounge at our office for our agents to be able to experience. And so all More Club members, you'll find at this door, there's a little camera that's actually, it's facial recognition. And so if you go to it and you're on the list, it will let you into the room to grab some snacks and get a recharge, which is cool. You've got to stop by the front desk to get your face scanned for it to work. Okay. Yes. No. Yeah. We're going to use some of these photos, but unfortunately, some of them are a little outdated. So we need some updated photos. ALC, we launched them last week or introduced them last week. And this is just such a huge cultural upgrade to the brokerage experience of just being able to have other agents who have your back and who are providing a lot of support. KW Westfield Cares is a big part of our culture. We talked about our goal last week is 10,000 meals that we want to provide as office this year. And I'm very confident. I think we're going to surpass that by a long shot. But we have a lot of impact on the community. Since 2019, with our KW Westfield Cares, we've raised $241,000. It's actually a little higher than that now. And then we've provided grants of $167,000. So that's agents in our office that have, a really challenging life event happen, or family members get sick. We've had, people pass away, and we've been able to step in and be able to support agents in our office, which is a pretty cool deal. So I'm going to jump through. One thing I just want to give a little shout out is for our partners with our branch offices. They also do a lot behind the scenes, and they're phenomenal at just making sure that we have really a cool ecosystem of leaders in this office. So please give KW Excellence and KW Acadia a hand as well. And this is the one that you want to scan. So this is where it's going to take you to everything that we have. Some of the stuff I didn't have the time to go through, but it is on this link, and we'll continually add resources to this one page. So this is like the one-stop shop. Okay, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to find all the resources that you're trying to get access to in the office. Marcus, will you jump over to that other page? We will have a QR code. We used to have one kind of everywhere. We'll throw a new one out throughout the office so you can scan that. But this is what the page looks like, where all these resources, if you kind of just scroll down, everything as far as like registering for family reunion, or the MOFers, the marketing concierge service where you can get free marketing, the WhatsApp channel, our training calendar, all that's updated every month. And so this can be the one source of truth for you to make it very easy to find these resources. Okay, so please save that as a little icon on your home screen, set as a desktop little app. Yeah, so if you open this link, now on the top right of your phone, if you're on Chrome, if you're in Safari, it's probably at the bottom, there's a little arrow, like you can send it to somebody. But when you hit that button, scroll about halfway down, you'll see it say add to home screen. And if you add that to the home screen, it will save as basically an app on your phone. So it's very easy to find. Yep. If you go back to the slides for us. So I just want to end with the reality that the future is bright. We're focused on making sure that you have a phenomenal, not only year, but also career. And we do want to say thank you to our lunch sponsor as well. Adam, come on up here with IBEX, give him a hand.